episode with
So-Called Friends.
On this episode, we're talking about he moved me here and now he is cheating. Ooh, it's the shade of it all. But before that, let's go on and get to it. I call my friends.
Hey, they call their friends. Yep.
And now you're on the line getting tea from so-called friends. Because the tea it is, basically. Okay, so let's get into it, y'all. Let me tell you what happened to me today. So I go pick up me something to eat because y'all know I'm always eating, right? Fat girl shit, don't worry about it. So as I'm talking to, the lady, I'll be vibing with everybody and just asking her, I hear her accent, whatever. And we're talking, and girl, guess what, y'all? She is 24, he is 42, and he is doing a damn fool. Ain't coming home. He out messing with other bitches. They calling her phone. The family is all involved. They know what's going on. It's the shade of it all. And guess what? She is here by herself, and her family is away in a whole other state. So, ladies, let's get into it.
So for me, the first issue at hand is he can be her daddy.
Right.
Okay, and I know that that's okay sometimes because I feel like if I'm a good 30, mid-30s to 40s, I know what I'm doing if I catch me a 68, 70, silver fox.
Right.
Anna Nicole.
Right, but I feel like at 24, she is way too impressionable and he is way too old to be manipulating her. That's my opinion.
Well, he's doing a lot of things. She's dealing with manipulation. She's dealing with a form of abuse because I do feel like that. And she's not even prepared in her own life to have enough life experiences to even be dealing or know what to do in that type of situation. And then all of her family, her backbone, her people that she can reach out to, they're not here. Not that she is their phone call away, but how many times have we done things where we're like, I don't want to tell my family because I know I have. It's been a lot of things that I've been through in my life that I will go probably to my grave, or maybe y'all gonna get it out on these episodes, that my mom or my family has no idea that I've even experienced because that's something I kept to myself because you don't want, how you've been raised. You know what's right from wrong majority of the time. Even when you're going through something and you got this fuzz on your eyes or you just caught up in the moment and all these things, you know that that's not what should be happening, but you can't pull yourself out of it and you continue to do it and you feel embarrassed. You feel depressed. You feel back in the corner, and then sometimes you just feel hopeless through the whole situation. So,
and I feel like even adult women can feel that way in relationships.
Well, she's an adult.
She is an adult, but when I say an adult woman, I just feel like they're not equals. And let's just say that an equal woman of somebody that was of his age group, abuse is abuse.
It is.
And I feel like any woman can feel embarrassed to tell somebody, backed against the corner, only feel like, and every single time he apologized, it's a whole manipulation cycle. And I just feel like as a child, she don't want to feel like she failed. She don't want to. Her mama probably already told her I wouldn't go all the way to Texas with him or whatever.
Well, her family knows because she told me that part. She was like, her mom was like, I just hate that he got you out there and now, he doing you like this when we had this whole conversation before he left. And people will promise you the moon and the stars and they'll promise you the world and they ain't giving you nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it's a sidebar from that. So let me tell y'all. Let me give y'all my own experience on some young shit. Now it's funny now. I can laugh about it now, but baby, let me tell you, it wasn't funny at the time. So I was young. I was a teenager. He was an adult, meaning like he was like 20, early 20s, but and then he's still an adult. He had his own place. I go to his place. I'm with my cousin. First of all, let's start there. I'm with my cousin. And my cousin is doing some other shit. She dropped me off to him. So I'm the scapegoat, right? Go over to his house. We chilling. He lives on the 3rd floor. Let me say that because that's important, right? So I'm just chilling on the couch, whatever. And then a knock at the door. And so he's looking all crazy. I'm looking all crazy like, well, who is that? You know what I'm saying? Well, long story short, he was like, get under the bed. What? So I thought it was a joke. But he was dead ass. And here my young ass go run up under the bed. I don't even know why, right? But let me tell you the funny shit. I had on some white sandals. That's just important for y'all to know. Because Tam knows we don't really do white shoes. But anyways, so I'm under the bed and I'm just like, under there waiting for him to do whatever he's gonna do. the crazy ass girl on the third floor, like I guess how his apartment stairs was to his thing, she got on the balcony and came in the house. And so they arguing, and I'm under the bed like, I thought he was my boyfriend, right? And I'm under the bed, but here's my thing, like, what am I gonna do, right? Well, then she busts in the room. She was like, there she go right there. So I bust up from under the bed like I was like She-Ro or somebody. Like, it's me, and I'm just over here looking stupid. But here's my thing, like, I didn't know what was gonna happen. Like, I didn't know if we was finna fight. I didn't know what was gonna happen. Let me tell y'all what did happen. While they had to work out their differences, I had to sit outside of the apartment. Sit outside. That was before cell phones was popping. My cousin is all doing what she doing. She's supposed to come pick me up at a certain time. Y'all know what that means? Then I'm just sitting there waiting. So then, you know, he comes back and, you know, she comes down. They was like, well, you can wait for your cousin in the house.
Absolutely not.
I'm gonna stay out here with the cockroaches. Anyways, I didn't talk to him again, right? But let me tell y'all, this really happened. Don't ask me the name because I don't want to tell you. Like, I would have never said this to anybody because that was so embarrassing. Like, the things that you go through, now that's funny in this moment, but in the moment, that wasn't funny. Like, that was some real life drama. Like, I didn't know what was going to happen. Do y'all know that I'm sitting outside of somebody's apartment complex, like on the little bench or whatever, in the wee hours of the morning, like, waiting, don't know. I'm supposed to be with you in the comfort of the home, and I'm sitting outside looking at hot ass man.
As a mother to a daughter, that is the scariest scenario that you can really ever possibly conjure up. Your daughter being with somebody older than her, which means he's got her mind blown. He's manipulating. I won't even keep using the word manipulating because he doesn't really have to do much. He's just selling her a dream, and she
ain't sell me a dream. Let me tell you what it was. For me, it was just like, oh my gosh, like he grown, he got his own place,
exactly.
He got a car, he got a job, and he like me.
Well, let me tell
not
you,
thinking that
back to the age thing in the story. People say age ain't nothing but a number, but that is absolutely not true.
Right.
But we can talk about older men, older women. There is a maturity imbalance in these situations, and the older person have more life experience.
Right.
They know the things to say. They know the things to say. They know the things to do. Mm-hmm. And you just haven't lived long enough to be able to see what is actually going on.
Right.
So the first thing in this situation is the age difference. This is a grown man. He done live life. Right. He know what's going on. He
ain't got to do much
some things.
Right.
He don't have to do much to please you. You're not old enough to even know what's going on, what you like, and then he done uprooted you from your family, from everything you know, brought you here, and now he doing a fool.
Baby, let me
girl,
tell
go home.
Go home. But here's the other part of
go home.
For
me,
home, and this is just for anybody, guy or girl. If you can't claim me in public, you can't claim me in private. And that's just how I feel about it. It's well, you my baby tonight, and then once we get out here in the streets, then
he's not claiming her.
And they live together.
Wait, what?
But I think
because what she told me was the girl who he fooling with called her and was like, "Well, he lived with me," and so they exchanged words, and the girl was like, she hung up, and she was like, "I can't believe somebody just called me." Like, it was like, I'm shocked, right? Then the girl had him to call her back and was like, "Tell her." And he was like, he said what he said, and she was like, "Oh, well, that's what I am." Well, what about like 2 days ago when it was Thanksgiving, where you told her you was at then when you was spending 2 nights with me? So then there was a whole blow up of that. But I'm like, how can you live with somebody and in public? He ain't claiming you like to your face. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna.
No, baby girl, go home. Yeah, pack you a bag. Ask somebody for a couple of dollars and take it on back.
Take it. Yeah,
swallow your pride and go home because he just gonna lead you down the road of bad decisions.
And girl, I didn't even tell y'all this part. This is all I got. This tea in like a few minutes. And he tried to holler at a homegirl.
Take your ass home,
girl. If you listening,
just go home. It's no shame to it. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and just go on back home to your family.
Wrong with this?
But I told her, I was like, do you like being here in the city? And she was like, yeah. I was like, okay, well then you have to do something different for yourself. You need to move away from that situation because it's toxic. Number one, you need to get on your own and handle your own business. Like the fact that,
use it as a building block.
Right.
So you know, you can see the flags. You know what's happening. He's giving it to you raw because he feels like he can, and he can come back and pet you on the head, and you're gonna be okay.
Well,
be okay with that.
Right.
That's right. But that's okay. If you know that this is what you want to do and this is where you want to be, you're not ready to go back home, you're not willing to go back home, in my opinion, use it as a building block. Play him like he playing you until you can stack your cash, because clearly he put up, you're paying for something.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not claiming me, you're not doing it, and I put a plan into action if you want to stay and you know in 6 months I'm gonna have enough money, I'm gonna have a job, I'm gonna have all the things that I need lined up to be able to move away from this situation and still stay here. If that's the real reason why you taking what you taking.
Right.
that's true.
But my thing is, if you don't even have to put up with that, like you have somewhere to go back there,
Right.
do that, and then come back to.
Because that whole not claiming me in public,
right,
and you got Ron's calling me, no thank
Right.
you.
If I don't have to stay here and put up with this abuse, I don't have no kids with you.
But
we're
see,
not married,
that's the
I got
thing,
a
though.
family. I'm not gonna be on the streets.
Right.
So all of us except E has girls. All of us except me have boys, right? So in saying that, how do you have this conversation? Because y'all know I have a 23-year-old. Tam have older boys. And how do you have this conversation with your kids, with your daughter, to say, don't do that? Because my mom's talking to me about all this stuff. It don't mean that I still didn't do it, because sometimes you just get it. I didn't go in that situation thinking I was going to be under somebody's bed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You just go with what you go with.
And in my opinion, I don't know that that's a real, I mean, it's a conversation that you constantly have. I will say this about, for me, when my mom would have conversations, I still did what I wanted to do, but I would hear those conversations still. And it would make me pay attention to certain things. So maybe I was in a place that I shouldn't be in, but I'm hypersensitive to certain things because I know that my mom is going, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So I think you constantly have those conversations so it's in their head because they're going to do what they want to do anyway.
That's
And
true. you
pray.
Yeah. Yes, Lord.
That's
No
true.
matter what
Lord.
you tell your kids, they have to learn through these situations.
Yeah.
That's
They have to
just
get their own
bottom line.
experiences.
But you gotta know when enough is enough and go back home to your mom.
And only you'll know when enough is enough, right?
Because let me tell y'all something. So back in 1992.
Okay.
I don't even think I was
Get up on this.
You weren't born yet, Tish?
Oh, that was before our time, huh?
Yeah, that was a home.
We'll
That was
talk
before my
about it
time.
later. So back in 1992, I won Homecoming Queen. I was dating this guy. No, and I'm this goes back to my mama though. So I was dating this guy. He was a dope dealer. He really wasn't any good for me. I knew it, but it was exciting, you know, like that. So let me tell you something. I won Homecoming Queen. It was a party going. No. Hold on, one more time. I won Homecoming Queen.
We got it.
I got it in 1992. Anyway, so I got the crown. No sooner they put the crown on my head, I was like, oh, okay, take the picture for the newspaper, and I'm out. And my mom was like, where are you going? I was like, well, Mom, it's a party in the next town. I got to go over there. So I'm thinking, I got to get over there where he at. Not even just, you know, basking what happened to me here, because it was a big deal. And all I kept thinking, like, thinking back about it, I was like, dang, I should have listened to my mom. Because it was like, I'm just running, trying to run with an older crowd. I didn't really hang with.
So what happened at the party?
I was being fast, that's all.
I mean, but I think the moral of what she's saying is
Yeah.
she don't get those memories. She don't get to remember. I mean, she remember winning the crown, clearly.
And that's it.
But that was it.
Yeah, because I was so eager to get over there where he is. Like I say, he's older.
Actually,
and
the word is press.
Is it press?
I was
pressed.
I'm just
Press.
That's a new word that the people use.
Press.
But to your point, I say that to my sons all the time. Live in moment. Take your moment. Bask in your
Yes.
moment. My son didn't want to have a graduation party last year because it's like, well, I mean, just throw something together. Just let people come over. Nothing's ever a big deal. But like I always say, when you get ready to look back on those memories, you will need them.
Yes, you will.
Y'all already know I had to make my child have a party because her mama brought everybody multiple kids a gift, and she showed up to everything. She don't ever want to have nothing. Like, girl, let the people celebrate you. They coming to celebrate you because your mama is sneak some of her money back from all the stuff she did from everybody. That's a sidebar, but you know that's
It is a sidebar, but this girl that we're talking about in this story is only a year older than your baby.
She is. And you know what? It's crazy because, you know, I've dealt with things with my own. You know what I'm saying? With myself, with my child, with, you know, things like that. And other people that I know. And it's so crazy because when they're going through stuff, they remove themselves from you. They withdraw in. They don't tell you. They don't talk to you. And then when they do, they don't tell you nothing about the stuff that's going on. All the things that I found out like later on about certain situations, I'm like, I know you lying. You know you didn't call and tell your mama because you know she would have ran down and went to jail. You know what I'm saying? Like just the fact that somebody is doing something to mistreat your child or any kid that you know or anybody that you know, it can be my friends, my family, whoever, don't mistreat my people. You know what I'm saying? Because then that part of me steps up and it just takes over. And I can just tell you, I have so many stories that I could tell y'all about me, and I ain't. But if y'all knew all the things that I went through, like nobody knows. Like you don't tell nobody nothing. Anything that's gonna make you look embarrassed or anything like that, you don't say nothing.
So did you ask that question? Did you ask her, does her mom or does somebody know?
Yeah, they know because she said it. Like she told me, like she said,
So she said that they know what she's going through here.
Well, she said, her mom said she hated that he got you all the way there and he said he was gonna do all those things and whatever.
So for me, I'm going to get my baby.
Right.
For me,
you can say that, but let me tell you something. Let me give you an example for myself. For myself, my baby was here and she wouldn't give me the address of where she lived because she didn't want me to run down on her. You know what I'm saying? You can say what you're gonna do all day long, but they're in all honesty,
girl is reaching out for help for you to stand up and tell a stranger that you don't even know all of this. So if her mama did come, maybe she would get in the car and go home with her because
how many times do you go to the beauty shop and you tell the people at the beauty shop your business, but you won't tell nobody close to you your business? People they find it easy to tell people that don't have any connection or any affiliation with them something that they wouldn't tell somebody that's closest to them because they don't feel the judgment on that. Because let's be honest, we judge. People are judgy as hell. We all judge, even though we say we're not. You do that, and sometimes it's not on purpose, but you do, make people feel a certain way. Because as parents, I know for myself, my child come to me, I have a million questions on about what this, that, blah, 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 blah. Other people may not have those same questions. You know what I'm saying? They're just...
Fathers might not. Because I'm going to tell you now, as a matter of fact, just the other day, Jaden left. I said, where he went? He went somewhere with such. Oh, okay. What time they left? I don't know. When he say they coming back? I don't know. He knows nothing. But those are all the questions that I'm going to ask. I'm going to know the full rundown of what your schedule is supposed to look like. And that's just
where you was supposed to be.
If my child in distress, I'm coming. She may not come back with me, but I'm coming. Right. You're going to know that you can come home. And maybe she don't know that she can. I don't know.
Or maybe her home life ain't structured. Because that's a thing also. I mean, some people home life makes them want to go somewhere else and be somewhere else different. And maybe where she is here, although she's into a lot of extra stuff with him.
A lot of
home life, her home life might not be no better.
Well, sometimes people just live in dysfunction. They don't know nothing else. We know people that thrive in drama. Like, if they don't have no drama going on, they ain't happy. Like, they can call you every week with some kind of different story about something. And I'll be like, how the hell do you continue to repeat it?
How do you live it?
Like, I don't understand that, but I do feel like people are okay with being in dysfunction situations. I've been in dysfunction situations for a long time. And dysfunction looks different to people differently depending on what the situation is, but you would always say when it's somebody else's story what you would and would not do, but when it's your story, you do things differently. And when you caught up, you got the buzz on your eyes. If he's 42, he probably getting her that's me. It might be. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's a lot of different things that could be going on. You know what I'm saying?
The 39-year-old me, I forgot it. Go on.
What do you say?
All I was going to kind of just touch on Tiff with the questions.
Oh, now she don't touch Tiff.
Sometimes you just want to be able to talk without the questions. Yeah. Not everybody needs the 500 questions on why, when, where, who did it, why they did it. You just want to be able for that person to hear you and then can maybe give you some pointers without the mommy in you, like, why'd you do this?
That's true. But you are absolutely right, friend. Because I will say,
I don't know. It's hard as a parent.
This brings me to another point. it's so many times that we can talk about some shit and we can be mad about it, but we don't want you to say nothing bad about that same situation, because then it makes you feel away, because then you find yourself in defense mode trying to defend the very thing that you're upset about, because I don't want you to say it. I just want you to hear me. I didn't really want you to tell me what you thought about it, because I already know how I feel. You know what I'm saying? I just want you to listen, but we sometimes have a hard time with, doing that. But, hey, you live and you learn, baby. And all thing we can tell you, girl, is do what you need to do. I'm not gonna tell you to run home. What I am gonna tell you is step the fuck up and figure out your situation and figure out what you need to do. If that means go home, go home. But if not, if that's not what you want to do, then get yourself a better job and go on and move on with your life. That's what I'm gonna tell you.
I'm gonna tell you, at 24 years old, you have a full life ahead of you. You can do whatever it is that you want to do. You don't have to put up with a man's bullshit. You don't have to. You don't have to do any of the things that you're doing. But you do have to have a plan. You do have to know what you're trying to do. And if you don't have a plan, then him or anybody else is going to take you. I know in this big bad city, you're going to meet girlfriends, you're going to meet all kind of people. And if they see you for green, little country girl somewhere that just came out here trying to find her way, you can get taken by anybody.
That's true. That's already happening to her, because she also told me, see, I got all her business in a few minutes. She also told me that, I was like, you have friends? She was like, no, I used to be cool with his family, or I used to have friends, but because of him. I'm like, well, first of all, this is the problem right here. People intertwine all of their relationship stuff with every relationship they have, not just their friendship, with their family, with their this. I'm not letting you dictate and control what I do in the relationship that I have with other people. You know what I'm saying? My whole thing is this: as long as I'm not being disrespectful to the situation, I'm gonna be friends with who I'm gonna be friends with, or be cool with who I'm gonna be with. You that's another form of that manipulation. He's isolating her from her family, from your family that she was cool with, from her friends. Now she don't have nobody.
He don't want nobody in a hill.
So that just makes her dependent all solely on him. First of all, I ain't gonna be staying there with you and you coming and going how you want to, and now I know. Now she's telling me that today, and this is July, and I told you this happened last year because I said Thanksgiving. Y'all heard me say that. You've been dealing with this for months.
She don't have any plans not to be dealing with this.
And that's
24. So, and I don't care what nobody say, age have a lot to do with it.
It does.
Age.
Because the stuff I was dealing with at 24, at 41, I'm no longer.
Cause
let me tell you something. I wish a motherfucker would ask me to get up under the bed.
On the flip side of that,
Come on.
he moved her here and he was cheating. There was a guy that moved me here and I started cheating.
What?
That happened.
Wait a minute, say it again, friend.
Yeah, that happened. My eyes got fuzzy because I seen all these chocolate brothers out here in Houston.
Come on, chocolate
and
beef.
baby. I wasn't used to that.
Well, for the people that don't know this, Tim is from a small town. So, I know her personality doesn't reflect that, but she is. So that's so y'all understand that, what she's saying.
Yeah, and he moved me here. The main thing, like my mom said, well, y'all can't live together. So he was like, well, I'm going to just get you an apartment. Now, he had a house over where he lived. And then he got me an apartment on the south side. And I just got the apartment, but I was over there at his house with him being fast. And again, that was just one of those things like, it was the opposite of what you saying the girl went through because I was the dog in the situation.
It's not only men out here doing stuff like that.
Yeah, it's not only men. Yeah, it is.
It's a two-way street because cheating is a two-way street. But the difference in your story and her story is she's dependent upon him. And
well, I was because I ain't had no job. Yeah, I didn't have a job.
But he still wanted you.
Yeah, he still wanted you.
So he was doing right by you.
Yeah,
and you were dogging him.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you know what I mean.
But then after it was all said and done, and I treated him poorly. So then I was just like, okay,
poorly.
Yeah, I did. I treated him poorly. And then I was like, okay, this not working out. I want to do something else, even though I was already doing something else.
She's in a very vulnerable.
Yeah, and I wasn't. I just went out and got a job then.
Right.
And,
so as a mother, I really hope that I am instilling so much confidence and so much, something in my daughter that is going to, even though she's gonna play fool because everybody does. Yeah. I want her to be able to get up and be like, you know what, I'm tripping at some point. You know what I'm saying? Because when you raise a weak woman, you ain't got nothing. You ain't. I mean, she gonna be doomed.
You thinking that's what you got? That's what you
She
should.
gonna be
But you know, I often wonder, how do you? Here's my thing. My mom always told me I was smart, I was beautiful, I was, did all these acts. She gave me all this, all these big ups, right? And I always believed her from a little girl. So that said to me is like, oh, okay, well, I don't care if you call me, what. Here's my thing. I had messed up teeth growing up, and we stayed going to the dentist. So I'm like, well, Mom, why you ain't get my teeth fixed?
I met her like that.
Yeah, she made me. My teeth was stacked up on the side, and crazy enough, all my kids had that same mouth. But anyway, I kept saying, like even with my teeth like that, I still had a big personality and this, that, and the third. So as a mom raising a daughter, I tend to tell my daughter those same things. But I know sometimes you can tell your daughter those things, but they still can look for it on the outside.
Well, this is what my daughter told me. Like, as your mom, you're gonna say
You're
this about
supposed
me.
to, and that's
like I don't feel like she knows that I'm not. She ain't ugly, right? And not just because I'm her mama, but I do feel like there is some ugly people out there, but their parents is ugly too, so they really can't help that. But I said that to say that you can tell them all those things, but it's something that someone on the outside can say to them that makes it all the way better or different. Because it's like, oh my God, they like me. I tell Tam this all the time because I feel like this is like her all the time. I feel like she's like had people that come out of her life and they be like, oh my God, she's the cool kid. Like, oh my God, like I can't believe that this beautiful, gorgeous personality, this lady that's vibrant likes me. You know what I'm saying? And so people get fixated with that part, like, oh my God, it's her. Like the popular kid at school. Like if they talk to somebody that's a nerd or be cool with them, it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe like they're a celebrity or some shit. Like, I don't know. But it's something that even as a parent,
lady.
That's true, but wait, let me tell y'all this. Just one thing, and then I'm gonna let Tish say this. Like, I done lost my train of thought because this bitch. Go ahead.
I don't think that the confidence or how beautiful you are or whatever is gonna keep women or men from heartbreak, because you're gonna go through it.
Of course,
we're gonna experience it. You gonna
they need to go through it. Actually,
you're gonna experience these things. But I guess at the end of the day, we want our kids, even this young girl, to say, "Hey, enough is enough," because you're gonna experience it. Maybe not specifically that kind of disrespect, maybe not, exactly what she's going through, but enough to say, I'm not going to stay in this.
But I think that's where resilience and confidence comes in.
Right. To
it
be able
comes
to come
in.
out of it. Because man or woman, you're going to meet somebody that's going to wear your ass out. And then you're going to look back and be like,
wait,
how? Like,
right,
where you even come from? Like,
I actually went through, my mom is light skin, curly hair. A lot of my family is, light skin on my mom's side. My dad wasn't as active. I was involved with his family, but for the most part, I'm looking at her, and everybody else is looking at her too. So when I would go to school, be like, "That's your mama? That's not your mama." I'm dark skinned, whatever the case is. And so it did take me a minute to know who to build that confidence, or to find that confidence. Maybe that's how I should put it. Because I've never shown it. I've always seemed like, because I always had singing and everybody wants to be cool because of that. But as far as like, feeling the most prettiest or feeling the most, whatever, I've never been that person. But people might look at me and my personality and think that's how I am or was. But it took me well into my 30s to really realize that, oh, bitch, you bad.
Well, let me tell you, speaking of that, being a mother of a dark-skinned, chocolate one, hey, baby, and me being light-skinned, just because I am who I am, like, I always feel like I'm that chick, even when I don't feel like that, but you can't tell me that I'm not. And my personality that I am is not someone that's going to, like, let somebody run over them and all that. I'm very outspoken. And my child is not outspoken. She is a little bit, but she's just very quiet. She likes to read her books and all this. As a kid, I didn't realize that she suffered from her mom being light and she's dark skinned. And I always told her she's pretty and this and that. But it wasn't until you, like where we were talking about getting our makeup done or something, and she made a comment, well, bitch, I need to see who it is because they look at our skin different than y'all's, and I didn't see skin. And I know people say that, and when we see other races say that, we get upset. But within our own race, I didn't see that. I see you for you. I don't see you as dark skinned Keitha or, Tam is this color and E is this or whatever. I just see y'all for who y'all are. But in that moment, I'm very keyed in on that now, where now, like, when we take a picture, I know that my dark-skinned friend has to be in the front so that she can, like, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's things that I think about now that I didn't think about before because that's not something that I thought about. So even, like, if I could start the button over again with my child, I would do something different with her because I don't know how it feels to be dark-skinned.
But my mom told me all the time, as a matter of fact, she told me, and we're going to move away from this because we get no colorism. But my mama used to tell me growing up, and I don't know that she thought it was an issue or not, or thought it would be an issue, or she just always said it, or she meant it. I mean, she say she mean it. Did you mean it, girl? But she said that she told a story. She said she always wanted a chocolate baby girl. She was like, I wanted you to be chocolate so bad. And growing up hearing that story, like your daughter, it was like, yeah, right, you saying that because you're my mama and you trying to make me feel good about being chocolate. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and it's just what the world says about it. But just coming back around to the fact that being confident and having resilience and having a good family connection and somebody to fall on, I think is key for a young woman that get caught up in situations with a man to kind of be able to come back and hit that curve and swing back around.
And having a family it's okay to make a mistake.
That's right.
You always can come back. Like,
pray your way about that situation. Pray your way about that. Because at the end of the day, you got to have faith in yourself, faith in God, but faith in yourself that you can come up out of that.
That's gonna be another topic because some people don't have faith and they don't even know where to get it from or where to go with it. But that's another conversation for another day.
Yes.
But guess what? We're gonna wrap this up, and we're so happy that you guys joined us. You know what I'm saying? Guess what's coming soon?
Jamaica. Hey, do not forget to subscribe. We want you all to know when we're on. We want you all to know when we're coming on. So we want you to hit the subscribe button, use the bell, hit the notification bell.
And use our email and email us y'all comments and topics and stuff. We want to hear from y'all. We want to talk about what y'all want to talk about. We want to read the questions that y'all have for us. Yes. And guess what? You can get in our business just a little bit. Just a little bit. All right, y'all. Until next time.
Bye.
I call my friends,
Hey.
and they call their friends. Now you're on the line getting tea from so-called friends.